In this clip, we are going to recreate chromatic aberration. So, chromatic aberration, what it is? Well, let's see a picture, a real picture I took the other day. Well, chromatic aberration is that thing that will occur quite often on the border of your image when you obtain that kind of fringing. So you will have those small details, and around you will get a little bit of the magenta shape or yellow. So depending of your lens, your camera, it may change, being like more or less visible, or the color may change a little bit as well. But basically it's a failure of the lens to superpose properly the colors due to the shape, the spherical shape of the lens. And if you toggle between the red, green and blue channels of your image, you can see that it's almost like my branches here were moving. And this happened a lot in the corner of the image. But if I go to the center, I can see that I don't have that thing. Because at the center, usually it's more like sharp and we don't have much chromatic aberration. And this is something I'd like to recreate on my CG shots because it will help a lot with the realism. So depending on the movie you will work on or which company you will work for, you may have very complicated tools, some special nodes to recreate exactly the same camera aberration as the camera who shot the movie. But here I'd like to show you a little trick to fake very quickly chromatic aberration. So what I want to do here is to create a transform node with the T key, and I will plug that transform node at the very end of my comp. So I'll plug it after my transform 2 here. And what I will do here, I will scale up my image a little bit. Okay, let's plug my viewer after the transform first. And I will disable the overlay because with the Q key, and I will close all of this. There you go, just to have my transform, just because I want to make sure that the gizmo of my transform is in the center of the image. And this is important because we are just going to scale up a little bit the image, and it has to scale up from the center to recreate that chromatic aberration. So here I'm scaling up the image just by 2%. So I put the scale value at 1.002. And now we are going to create a copy node with the K key. And I will copy from my transform 3 here to my transform 2 here. Okay, right now if I plug my viewer, nothing will happen. And why? Because we are copying the alpha channel. But now, remember I told you like when I toggle between red, green and blue, I get the change. So this is not the alpha channel that I need to modify. It's actually the color channels. So we'll copy here, for example, the red channel to the red channel. And now if I zoom on the stars here, you can see that we have a chromatic shifting happening. If I disable on and off, we can see the thing. And because I'm using a scale from the center of the image, if I go at the center of the image here and I toggle on and off, I will have a little bit, but not as much as the exterior right here. So I accentuate a little bit the transform just for you to see clearly what's going on. But be careful, we really don't want to put too much. And this is something that we see a lot in visual effects studios. Sometimes artists tend to put way too much chromatic aberration and it becomes more fake than natural. So I will reduce that to 0.001 and maybe I could do even less, like 0.05. Yeah, this is more what I'm looking for. Well, you can put the value you want, but I really want to show you how to recreate that and as well to stress on the fact that don't push it too much. Now, we've been shifting the red channel that gives us like red and blue, a little bit of stereoscopic feeling. But if we look at my image here, in this case, we more have a magenta shifting. And to create magenta, well, it's a mode that we need to shift red plus shifting blue. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select those two nodes, do Control C, Control V, and connect that guy here at the same spot, connect that guy here, and I will come here and I will shift as well the blue channel. And I will find my window here. And now let's have a look to those guys. And now my fringing is more magenta. And this is more what I want. Okay, now I can just toggle on and off to see the difference. And it's not much, but really, it's all those little imperfections that will really enhance your comp. So for example, here is the same. It's nothing, it's almost nothing, but it's there and it helps blending the pixels a little bit and integrates everything together. So this is a very quick things to do and that can be very, very successful. So there we go. I'll see you now in the next clip to add another imperfection to your image. See you there.